G'day ladies and gentlemen. So, why did I buy a Panigale? Well, the look, the power, pose value, all that kind of stuff. And why didn't I get rid of the Ninja? Well, Ninja's comfy. Ninja's an excellent bike for around town, for doing trips, for doubling, for cruising, for doing those long journeys. It's not the best at everything, but it's good at the sporty stuff, good at the touring stuff, but not the best at either. The Panigale, on the other hand, is just a weapon. It's just a beautiful looking bike, but it's built to go around a track. It's just got so much power, handles like it's on rails, just looks to die for, and all the tricky bits you could want. Whereas the Ninja is much more pragmatic, a much more practical motorcycle. It's very Japanese, you know. It looks good, it looks fairly stylish, but it's functional. It starts every time, does what it's supposed to do, and does it well. So why did I buy a Panigale? What do I like about the Panigale? I love the headlights. The headlights are just brilliant. Best stock headlights I've ever seen on a bike, especially a sport bike. The power of it, the noise it makes, the way it looks, all of those things sort of got me. I guess as a little kid, you know, the Ducatis were the most beautiful exotic bike when I was a kid. That and Moto Guzzies. And actually, when I was looking at buying the Ninja, I actually looked at the Moto Guzzi 1200 Sport, but this was the Ninja was much better value. So the Ninja sort of cut the mustard for me returning to motorcycling, because it was a torquey, powerful bike, but not so powerful that I was going to kill myself. It's a bit of a hoons bike. You can wheelie on it really easily. It's a great bike, good for doubling, all of that sort of stuff. But then I'm being too much of a hoon on the road, and I'm afraid I might do my license. So I bought the Panigale, even though it's worse because it's much more powerful. But the idea is to do some track days and hopefully get that out of my system in a safer environment, and also learn to ride a little bit better and just improve on all those skills and get rid of some of those bad habits. So that's the purpose of the Panigale. It's sort of to do track days and pose value, taking it up Mount Glorious, parking at that cafe, and just sitting there having a coffee and a bite to eat, and just look at it for an hour or so, and then get back on it and ride home. So that's what the plan is with that bike. I don't plan to sell this one, and I plan to keep the Panigale forever. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. But very different motorcycles, fulfilled very different roles. And as you've probably seen, or may not have, I did that trip to Canberra on this thing and survived. So it's not such a bad bike. But anyway, let's hit the road and we'll talk about the differences. Straight away, when you sit on the bike, you can feel the difference. It's about the same seat height, but it's a much fatter bike. And it's everything's a bit plusher. It's sort of, the seat I wouldn't say is any softer, but the suspension's softer, the engine smoother, it starts so much easier. The kickstand is actually a kickstand that you can use. Clutch is light, brakes are good, and it's a much smoother sort of bike to do slower speeds on, or city speeds on. Luckily, modern gearboxes, you can change gears without clutch, because I keep forgetting this hasn't got the quick shifter. So there's another thing you notice straight away. But it is a smoother, probably, I wouldn't say more refined, but it's built for a purpose. This is built to tour around on and be smooth. The Panigale is all about going quick. When you first get back on this bike, you sort of wonder how you can ride it fast because it just feels so soft. But you soon, 5 minutes in the saddle and you soon get the feel of the bike. And it is quite capable for what it is. Wide handlebars, much higher handlebars, upright seating position. And really, like after riding the Panigale, it really does feel like you're sitting up so tall. But when this was my only bike, I felt I was crouched over like a sport bike, but obviously not. So what do you first notice when you ride this bike? Well, obviously the sound, and I guess the riding position. It's obviously a sports bike, so there's a bit of weight over the tank and a bit of weight on your wrists. But if you grab on with your legs, grab onto the tank, you can relieve the pressure on your wrists. So it's not so bad actually. There's more uncomfortable bikes than this. Some of the ergonomics are a little funny to get used to, like the blinker, going from the Ninja to this thing. Obviously the seating position is different, but the ergonomics, like with this thing, the thumb, this bloody thing's broken. I've got to fix that. But anyway, to get to the blinker, it's not where your thumb rests. You got to reach for it. So that's not real flash. Starter button, like they could have done a little bit better job on the ergonomics. But I mean, that's just nitpicking. It's not a major criticism of this bike. Fuel consumption? Yeah, not the best. But sports bike. It's a great bike. Why two bikes? Why not just get one? Well, this bike I still use, as you would have seen last weekend. I went and took my daughter to get her learner's permit, and then I went up and had a bit of a ride around the mountains, or the hills, and it was great fun, just really good fun. I would love to take Panigale, but I didn't. I took this because I had to double. I like both bikes. Both bikes are just brilliant. It's not about the technical specs. Obviously the Panigale is a very powerful bike, made for basically racing and going around corners really fast, and for that matter going down straight lines really fast. Now this one is about giving the older guys, I guess, a bit of a sporty experience without the pain. I don't think I could live with the Panigale full time because it's a pig to ride around under 80 k's. So very different bikes, both really good. I love them both. They're both just fantastic. I do enjoy riding the Panigale, but this bike is just so comfortable as well. Anyway, what's my favourite? At the moment, probably a Panigale. But it's a close run race between the two.